The YouTube Scumbag Bounty Hunter Squad. A Pizzaverse Studios Western parody. When the West went digital, justice needed a new breed of gunslingers. They weren't looking for fame. They weren't chasing clout. They were hunting scumbags one live stream at a time. They call them the YouTube Scumbag Bounty Hunter Squad. Admiral Impeach, the legend. Old school, cold eyes, voice like gravel and bourbon, rides a horse named Algorithm. He don't talk much, but when he does, people get demonetized. Sun-grown Trichome, the tracker. Knows every IP in the desert, can smell a fake wise guy through a thumbnail. Always smiling, always high, never misses a shot, except when he's rolling. Jim Martin, the sharpshooter. Quiet type, wears black gloves, black hat, and never runs out of ammo or patience. Once took down a whole comment section with a single post. Aaron, the tech whisperer. Got gadgets, drones, and Wi-Fi boosters strapped to his saddle. If it's online, he can find it and fry it. The crew calls him the firewall with fists. Black Hat Music, the enforcer. Every showdown's got its soundtrack and he provides it. Rolls up playing outlaw guitar licks that make the guilty sweat. When the beat drops, somebody's going offline. And then there's David Lopez, the Mexican. A former Fed turned renegade rider. Cool under fire, sharp with a pistol and sharper with his tongue. He don't say much about his past, but when trouble hits, he's the first to draw. They ain't saints. They ain't heroes. But out here, when the scammers start singing and the snakes start biting, they're the only law that's left. Time to clean up this cesspool, boys. Saddle up. The YouTube Scumbag Bounty Hunter Squad. Justice ain't dead, it's just being shadow banned.
Mugs, what the fuck you doing in there, you prick?
Yeah, I done did a lot of things in my day, I admit it, I don't take back what I say. If I said it, then I meant it. All my life I won a Grammy, but I probably never get it. I ain't never had no trophy or no motherfucking ribbon. Fuck the system, I'm that nigga, bend the law, cut the rules. I'm about to risk it all, I ain't got too much to lose. Y'all been eating long enough, it's my turn to cut the food. Pass the plate, with my drink, this my day. Lucky you, fuck you too, woo!
Analyzing evil. The Curious Case of Yumi, the Slayer. A Pizzaverse Studios and Palermo Productions documentary. Written by Bambi Palermo. Narrated by Vincent Di-Prio. All right, listen. Every once in a while, the internet produces a character so strange, so chaotic, so confusing, that you sit back and say, what the hell am I watching here? And today, ladies and gentlemen, we got one of those cases. Not a mob boss. Not a serial killer. Not a corrupt politician. No. Today we're analyzing a very different kind of villain. An internet goblin. A keyboard gladiator. A one-person chaos machine. The mysterious YouTube personality known as Slayer The CATZILLA. Also known to the internet as Yumi94 the Slayer. Now, before anybody starts crying in the comments, relax. This ain't hate. This is analysis. Because on this show, we don't just look at evil. We break it down. Psychologically. Behaviorally. And sometimes, comedically. So, we ask the question, is Yumi a troll, a performance artist, or just another victim of the internet brain rot era? Let's take a look. The rise of the internet goblin. See, the internet is a weird neighborhood. You got teachers. You got comedians. You got documentary creators. And then you got people who just wake up and start yelling into their phone. That's where our story begins. The YouTube channel run by Yumi started back in 2017. A modest little page. Short clips. Rants. Random thoughts. And videos that feel like they were recorded 5 seconds after waking up from a nap on a bus. But here's the thing. Channels like this survive for one reason. Chaos. See, YouTube loves chaos. The algorithm doesn't care if something is brilliant. It cares if people click. And chaos gets clicks. The psychology of internet chaos. Now here's where things get interesting. Because channels like this follow a very specific psychological pattern. Experts call it low-effort provocation content, which basically means or argue. And that's the trap. Because eventually the creator isn't making content anymore. They're making reactions. They become a lightning rod, a chaos magnet. And the audience? They show up like it's a circus. Is this evil? Now hold on a second. Before we start throwing words like evil around, let's be honest. Yumi isn't robbing banks. She isn't running a cartel. And she definitely ain't whacking anybody in a Brooklyn alley. What we're really looking at here is something much more common. Internet absurdity. A person who discovered that being chaotic online gets attention. And attention feels good. But the internet is a dangerous place to chase validation. Because the louder the character becomes, the harder it is to turn it off. And before long, you're not controlling the persona anymore. The persona is controlling you. The real lesson. Here's the real story. And it's bigger than one YouTube channel. The internet rewards extremes. Say something weird. Say something loud. Say something controversial. And hope the comments explode. Because engagement equals attention. And attention equals relevance. Now, does that mean Yumi is some kind of evil mastermind? No. More likely, we're looking at something psychologists call performance identity. The internet version of a guy at a bar yelling nonsense just so people turn around and look. The behavior becomes the brand. And the brand becomes the personality. Eventually, you don't even know where the real person ends. And the internet character begins. The internet troll economy. Here's something most people don't realize. The internet runs on what we call the troll economy. Outrage, drama, reaction, arguments. These things spread faster than actual information, and creators who operate in that environment learn something quickly. The louder you are, the more people look. Even if they're looking just to laugh or roast. The loudest voices rise first. But attention is not the same thing as respect. And chaos is not the same thing as influence. True creators build something lasting. Stories, communities, ideas. But chaos merchants, they burn bright for a moment and disappear when the audience finds the next spectacle. The moral. So what's the lesson here? Simple. The internet will always have trolls. It will always have chaos creators. But the people who actually leave a mark are the ones building something bigger than themselves. Because attention fades. But legacy, that's forever. All right. That's the breakdown. The psychology. The internet behavior. And the strange ecosystem that creates characters like this. Now remember, this series isn't about hate. It's about understanding. Understanding the internet. Understanding people. Understanding the internet. Understanding people. And sometimes, understanding the weird little circus we all participate in online. If you enjoyed this episode of Analyzing Evil, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Because here at Pizzaverse Studios and Palermo Productions, we break down villains, internet weirdos, and sometimes entire empires. Written by Bambi Palermo. Narrated by Vincent DiPrio. And remember, in the Pizzaverse, we don't just watch the madness. We analyze it. Thanks for watching. In a world where notifications never stop, where people stand too close in line, where somebody always says, "Can I just ask you one quick question?" Two brilliant minds looked at society and said, "Nah." From the strategic storm cloud of Admiral Impeach and the cold, unblinking interrogation stare of David Lopez comes a fragrance forged in solitude. Leave me alone. Not a cologne. A warning. Top notes of chilled confidence. Middle notes of courtroom oak and quiet judgment. Bass notes of try me and subtle consequences. One spray. And conversations shorten themselves. Two sprays. And small talk files for early retirement. Three sprays. Even the group chat goes silent. This isn't about smelling good. It's about setting boundaries without saying a word. Elevator too crowded. Spritz. Coworker hovering. Spritz. That one person who always says, "So when are you gonna..." Spritz. Watch the space open. Watch the respect rise. Watch the nonsense evaporate. Leave me alone. Confidence with the closing argument. Distance with authority. Silence bottled. Created by Admiral Impeach. Approved by David Lopez. Because sometimes peace and quiet smells incredible